The marriage contract in Islam is a legal act made in between subjects, so human beings. Uh, Regarding marriage contract, it is included all the conditions what will come to force in case of the talaq, the divorce. It is interesting, but it is very logic that in the time of good relation, the parties have to agree upon the conditions of the divorce. So what conditions are there? Every condition what is not in the book of Allah is void, even if there is 100 conditions, said our prophet, peace be upon him. And also he said, Muslims define their conditions except the condition what allows haram or forbids halal. Regarding mahar, I mean the dowry, it should be fixed in the marriage contract, and the quantity of the mahar should be enough for the woman to start a new life in case of divorce. So the dowry is not the possession of the father of the lady. It is the private property of the lady, and the husband has no right at all to that dowry, even during the time of the marriage. Also, this contract has to include the condition of the polygamy, whether the husband has a right to marry another woman or not. If that contract refuse that condition, then the husband has no right in the future to have another wife. This contract has to include that what are those properties, assets, what the two parties will put in the marriage as the properties they got before the period of marriage, because in case of divorce, this belong to them. These assets will be not divided. Every party will take their own property, what they took in the marriage, also the gifts, the personal gifts, what they got during the marriage. But all other income which came into this relation during the marriage time is considered that common properties what should be divided between the parties in case of divorce. So if the husband is a businessman and the wife is working at house, no problem, because the wife and her work and her housekeeping activity was her share. So she will have her share from the income of the business of the husband. Also, the marriage contract will contain the conditions that who will represent the two parties in case of talaq, the divorce. If the relation will spoil, will be very bad, and maybe the two parties will not speak to each other, who will be those representatives, wakil, who will represent them and put the conditions of the divorce together. So this marriage contract, I think it is very modern idea. And also, if we take this contract to the attorney office and he stamps on it, it will go even according to the European laws and regulations and will be valid. So I propose that solution for everyone. Wassalamu alaikum rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.